Get to it. Yeah, let's get to it, man. I'm ready for this. What's good? What's goody? Let's get to it. So we got an NFL cornerback. What? On the podcast with us for the 4th episode? Yo, man, introduce yourself. Who are you, man?
Man, what's good, y'all? I'm Zyon Mccollum. A lot of y'all know me because I play defensive back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but some other people know me as their friend, just like my boy Tev. I'm glad to be on the podcast.
IdktevDidit. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that and hit that like button for the video at the end if you like the content that you see. But with being in the NFL, how did you handle the success at first?
Man, I mean, the main focus was just staying humble, really, which is just what my family, my mom taught me growing up. I'm blessed to be around good coaches, good friends, good family members, good role models, and so they really guided me to just being humble and like expecting to get where you want to get. So I was already expecting it going in, and by expecting it, it helped me prepare for the moment when it came. Of course, it was surreal. I was shook, and everything changes in the snap of a finger, like overnight. All these followers, all these people hitting you up, all type of stuff. But I mean, the main thing was football for me. So it's like if I focus on football, then it helps me stay grounded, really.
So what was the biggest change from college to the NFL?
Okay, so in college, everybody's like it's team,
Mm-hmm.
and if somebody messes up, like it's the back with the team. Like somebody's gonna pick them back up. It's not like you can release a guy.
It ain't like that. You
get fired if you're not doing your job. If you're not about your business, then of course, people talk to you. You get talked to.
Yeah.
But it's a job. It's a real life. So if you don't show up and do your job, then you get fired.
You seen somebody get fired on the spot?
Nah, it's not cutthroat like that.
It's not cutthroat like that, because I was reading like somebody on like the Jets, I think. They was sitting there on the bus on the way to a preseason game. He got cut on the bus. Oh. They kicked him off the bus. Oh. And like at a gas station at a hotel, and then they just kept it pushing. Like, I hope it's not that cutthroat. I hope they was bullshitting about that. But like, do they really be cutting people like that?
Yes, I will say that. They'll match your energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you on some reckless stuff, then of course you asking to get fired. But it's a business.
Yeah.
So it's run like a business. If you got somebody in the office and they like, going crazy, going off on the manager, going off on people, then of course, it's going to be immediate repercussion.
So with making the 53-man roster, what kind of things did you have to prepare yourself for? How did you mentally prepare yourself in summer ball and fall camp to make the 53-man roster?
Yeah. For me, it was about versatility, for one. Like, I was just trying to be good at everything and do as much as I could without overwhelming myself. And so for me, it was special teams. Yeah. I knew that at the end of the day, if I could play on all 4 special teams, that you can make a 53-man roster and still have, the ability to play defense as well.
So that's why in college they just preach special teams. That's one thing they don't lie about. If you can play special teams in college, you could play special teams in the league. Like, you need to be able to play special teams if you want to get to the league, I feel like.
Yeah. It's big because there was a lot of guys, young guys, getting on special teams, rookies, where it's like they've never played a down of special teams in their life. And so it's like defense or nothing. Like, you got to go all out for it.
I couldn't imagine just being that receiver, just being that DB, and getting thrown in first game on kickoff. I'm sitting there looking at some big 6'5" front lineman running at him, and he's just staring at me, ready to hit me so hard, bro. Like, you got to be able to. That's why when I was in college, when I was playing football, I did special teams. Y'all see me running down head first on kickoff. It was always my thing. Run through somebody's face. Now I was telling him, I was telling everybody on kickoff, run through somebody's face, and you really see me running through somebody's face on the field.
And that was one of the most scary, ruthless, nasty kickoff team.
Man, back in what, like 2019, 2018 at Sam, bro, we had a disgusting kickoff team. It was what, me, Eric Fowler, you, T. We had Craig on that hoe, bro. D Moo on that bit. Like,
and because the goal was, I mean, everybody had a lane, everybody had a responsibility, but we was like, screw that. Just run down, run through somebody, and eventually that's gonna clud everything up.
I just remember me and E got in trouble for racing down the field. We
on film the next day.
Oh my God, on film the next day. Our coach just looked around. We got through the whole film session. He talking about, and this is what you don't fucking do. Me and E sitting there the whole time like, please just don't. He ain't gonna see it. He ain't gonna see it. You just see us on film. I remember I was telling him like 5 minutes before the kickoff, I'm faster than you. I'm finna go rock somebody's shit down there. And we get about 5 yards off the line. I'm sitting there chopping. And I just see him staring straight at me. I'm looking at the ball, you feel me? Like and we're sitting there staring at each other. And I just see him start leaning into me. I'm sitting there like, no, it's that way. We got to go that way. And he's just running into me. Then we touch. And I'm like, no, on the field, bro. I just look down and I'm like, no way, dog. Like, I already know he's finna see this on film. We finna get kicked off, kickoff. We finna get kicked off, kickoff for real. And no, we ain't get kicked off, but he was pissed. We had up downs. We had sprints after. So don't get in a little friendly challenge on kickoff because you will get fried in film. They see everything on film. Yeah, what's the funniest thing? What's the funniest thing you've seen on film, either college or NFL?
The funniest thing I've seen on film, personally. Okay. The funniest thing I've seen on film was back in high school. And you know how when you and this was me too. You know when you running and you falling forward and you about to fall, but you keep running. You got to run faster in order to keep up. I was running and I was falling forward like that, and I kept it up for so long.
That boy looked like froze on.
And then went face plant straight into the only pile of dirt in the whole field. Everything was grass except for that, and you just see a cloud of dirt.
Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. I might have to pull up that clip sometime. I might have to pull that up.
That's one thing I wish that there was a ton of clips throughout my career of me. I'm sure you got some clips back. I wish I screen recorded.
Man, there was one on Twitter. I remember I scored the first touchdown against Trinity in the playoffs at Allen. And whole crowd went crazy. I'm sitting there getting up with my boys. You just see everybody in the stadium, fat-ass stadium, going nuts. I can't get the video because I couldn't screen record it. The dude's Twitter got suspended. Like, it's just lost in glory. But with success, how did you handle the downfalls as well when you got to the league or still to this day in the league?
Yeah, I mean, for sure you got to be mentally strong to play the game just because everything's not going to go your way and every day is a job interview. So, I mean, these days stack, like nobody's waiting on anybody. It's go, go, go. And if you ain't keeping up, then you're getting left behind. So for me, I had to find a routine.
Yeah.
Once I had a routine of how I was doing things and how to delegate my time, then I wasn't falling back. I never felt overwhelmed. But at first, I mean, you away from family, friends for the first time, all on your own.
I imagine that's
in
tough.
A new environment, and everybody's competing ruthless for the same job.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you just handle it how a lot of people handle it. I mean, you talk to family as much as you can, FaceTiming, making sure that you following the routine that you set and making time for yourself to enjoy life still. Because at the end of the day, like, we're football players, but I mean, we still human beings. We still have lives. And
so, like, how do you manage your schedule along with that? Because I know NFL schedules, it's like 5:30 practice, then you got meetings, then you got treatment that's mandatory, then you got to go field work. Like, how do you manage such a busy schedule being in the league? Like,
yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit easier when you're in it, just because, I mean, I'm motivated by the goals that I want to achieve. So it's like my mind is, I'm where my 2 feet are, and, just enjoying every moment. So it's just bounce from thing to thing.
Yeah.
I don't get too tired. The hardest thing is when you wake up in the morning, you get in and you about to pass out in a meeting. You got to get some coffee. But I mean, really, the excitement of just like being there in an NFL building, like this is real, like, and the opportunity that you could be one of the best if you. I feel like everybody's one play from being who they want to be.
Being legendary in the Hall of Fame, being great, considered something.
So that excitement alone, it energizes me enough to where I can handle all of it.
So like first day walking in to the facility versus walking in now, how would you say you're different?
I'm I guess more myself.
You don't gotta please nobody else, try to be something different. You can just be you now.
Yeah, I mean, everybody going into a new environment, even if you're being yourself, sometimes you get a little more reserved. Mm-hmm. Nobody's gonna open up on the first day. I know some people can, but I mean that wasn't me.
Yeah.
And so, just being able to see how things work and being through experiences is the biggest thing. Just experience any little thing, whether it's in the game, whether it's in the training room, through injury, mental like anything, just being able to take all those experiences, it's definitely made me more myself because I learned stuff about myself that I didn't know.
So what was you feeling that first day you was walking into the facility? Or even like at the combine, like what's going through your head? What's going through your head in those moments?
Okay, through the facility, I was all smiles. I was grateful. I was super grateful to be there.
Feel me.
And I wasn't going to take it for granted, and I don't think I stopped smiling that whole day. The combine, I just had confidence. And I feel like in competitions like that, you just have to have the confidence that you're the best no matter what, the most athletic no matter what. And I mean, the training that I had been through and training with my twin brother and us pushing each other and pushing our numbers, I knew that, before I was going in, I already knew what I wanted to do. And I knew that it was attainable. So.
And you rocked out. Was you run that 4.40?
4.33.
Man, you got that 4.3. Damn, we said, hey, yo, we need that. We need that, boy. We was going crazy in the GM. We said, oh, shit, that boy just ran a 4.3. Let's go.
I'm getting all the videos from people watching it. I was like...
I know that's a crazy feeling, bro. Like, when you could actually see your phone after you did that, like... I know that had to be a crazy feeling, just like your hard work's paying off. Everything you've done leading up to that moment from Sam to high school to middle school, elementary school even, is paying off. You still got a little bit more to go, but you know you're about there. Like, I know that was a crazy feeling.
It was a crazy feeling, crazy good. And that was one of the first things that we did, so it just led to the next event. And I was just building, stacking everything, building off the momentum. But, of course, because actually at the combine, it's not like they put the number on the big screen or you see your time when it's done. Somebody yell out, hey, 4.33. Like there are some people in the stands that are like, damn, good run. But,
you don't really know
it's
how fast you went.
Yeah, because nobody in it. It's not like it's a stadium. So you finish running and you jogging off. I felt good.
Yeah.
I don't know the time, though, so I got to run all the way across the field to get to my phone.
Thinking
that's
about
the only way I'm going to know what time I ran. Because, if you ran a slow time, I need to know because can I fix something?
For real, can I work the technique?
Is it a super fast time to the point where it's like I'm not even about to run another one because I'm not going to, But I ran back, and I saw it. And it was 4.40 at first, unofficially.
Yeah, because that's the one I looked at. I seen that 4.40. I was like, boy, I need that 4.3.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, oh, I got to run again. I need a 4.3. And then I ran that one again, and I went back to my phone, and it was like, did you see the official time? And I'm crazy. I'm crying right now. What's going on? Like, is this real? I was like,
yeah.
Because I felt good on the first one. I knew.
Because you looked smooth on the first one. That's the one that I looked into. You was sitting there just chopping, running smooth like a gazelle. Yeah. And then you hit that line. I see 4.40. I'm like, my boy just ran a 4.4. You feel me? But I need that 4.3.
Yeah, I remember you called him. You said that. He was like, bro, what's up, bro? I need a 4.3.
Like, I love you, but I need it. I need that 4.3. And then that boy went out there and got that shit. It's like, did the combine like transition speed, do you feel like that adds up to the game speed in the NFL, or is it still different?
It's definitely different. I mean, of course, somebody who has a fast 40 is just going to be fast no matter what. You know that going in. But I think that there are some people who don't have fast 40s that can keep up or are fast enough to get the job done on the field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it transitions for sure. If somebody runs a fast 40, you get a fast guy. But there's so many other tangibles in football to where it's like the combine doesn't show everything.
Because I know you could have a good shuttle, you could have a good 40, a good bench press, but it's not relating to the field. Of course, when you're running away from somebody, you're going to be faster.
Yeah,
like,
you run down the
everybody's
kickoff,
sitting there running
catch up
4-3.
speed.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's sitting there running 4-3 on kickoff. Everybody's sitting there running their hardest because they trying to get that $1 million check. So they trying to get that starting spot. So I've always known that the testing speed versus the game speed was different. But it does, I feel like, in the league make a huge difference because everybody's that speed. You got big dudes like J.J. Watt running down little dudes, not DeAnthony Thomas. I don't know why DeAnthony Thomas popped up in my head. But running down people like Isaiah Pacheco, just quick, shifty, run through people. Like, it's all everybody's fast, everybody's trained, knowing what they're doing. Like, how much studying goes into being in the league? Because, like, they always say you need to learn, you need to know how to study, you need to know how to be in the classroom if you want to make it to league. Is that true when you actually get there?
Oh, yeah. Big time. I mean, even the process when people come to, your college and they're interviewing you and they're going to watch film and stuff. I mean, they're testing your, knowledge of the game and how much you know. But once you get there, they teach you so much, too. And it's a ton of studying. I mean, I'm sure there are guys who don't do as much studying as there are. But, I mean, the greats do a ton of studying. I know it because, I mean, you can see things before they happen. You can anticipate things and just be ready to play plays depending on how hard you study a team and their scheme and everything. So that's big. But, I mean, the game speed, just to pick back, I know a lot of guys, it's shape. How much of a motor do you have? Because, I mean, even the studying and the speed, if you don't have a motor that can just go, and you can recover.
Got to be able to put it in that 4th, 5th gear and then downshift a little bit, then keep it going.
So, yeah, run them extra gases at the end of practice.
Better
just
touch
two,
that line.
Just 2 every practice. Just one. Just do one for me.
Just do one.
One gasser every
and it'll
practice.
get you right. A little
day.
advice, little knowledge. Being around such famous people, do you feel like there's an edge to get there or an edge to keep that status when they're up there?
I mean, sure, everybody has pressure on them, for consistency. I mean, a lot of in the league is just a fight for who's the most consistent, who can be good the longest. But, I mean, like I said before, everybody's a normal human being. Everybody, wakes up the same way you and I do. They got to eat food and go, you know what I mean? So, I mean, there's the pressure if you put it on yourself. But, I mean, if you're just out there having fun and just doing what, we've always done. We've been playing this game,
football since we was
as
kids. You feel me?
Exactly. So, if you just focus on the small things, then, I mean, pressure's not too
So
bad.
would you say there's putting, for say, too much pressure on yourself in trying to do good and trying to keep that consistency?
Sure. I mean, I think some pressure is good, but, I mean, putting too much pressure on yourself, overwhelming yourself, creating anxiety, you definitely don't want to do that. I'd shy away from that. But, I mean, pressure, you want to feel a little bit of it, though.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel nothing because, I mean, you always want to have that edge. And, at the end of the day, that pressure a lot of times is what, inspires people to get that extra rep or to run that extra mile or to do them 25, 50 push-ups.
25 extra push-ups, 50 extra push-ups. That'd be the hard part, doing the things afterwards. Because I remember everybody always saying he's the first one in the locker room, last one out. And he's always on the field afterwards. He's always doing extra work. And I remember looking back in college and seeing him just always so late on the field, just always catching on the jugs machine, doing extra ladders. And it prepared him to do the extra work when you get to the league because you have to. You have to be willing to get there when you don't want to. You have to be willing to wake up earlier than you want to, go in and stay later than you want to because there's always going to be somebody else doing it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's always somebody else that could be more hungry than you, or even if you're on the same plane, that just might be straight out working you. So I feel like you always have to push for not necessarily the next person, but you just always have to push to be better than almost everybody else. If you're a receiver, you got to push to be better than every receiver in the room, but still be able to be a good teammate. Because, like, I feel like that's the hardest part, having that competitive edge, but realizing you're still on the same team as somebody.
For sure.
Does that ever start showing on, like, in the league, in the locker room?
I mean, sure, everybody's competing for the same job, so, but, I mean, guys, I mean, we're a family at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we're a team, and we play and stick together through everything. So, I mean, yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you definitely don't want cancers in the locker room, but, I mean, a lot of guys, you know, we're all blessed to be in the position that we're in.
Yeah.
And we don't want to mess that up. And, you know, we go through blood, sweat, and tears all through training camp
All
with those
with each
guys.
other every day.
And so you bond over that time and competing and having fun. You know, joint practices. I mean, that's when y'all really come together for the first time because it's us and them all week.
All
Like,
week.
either you get your
It's
ass
game
whooped
every
all
day.
week, or you whooping some ass all week.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the camaraderie is real good.
So, what are 2 things of advice you would give to the younger generation trying to hustle and trying to grind their way to the NFL?
First, I would say a quote that my mom used to tell us, me and my brother when we were real young, that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Okay.
So a lot of people, you know, you dream about it and you think about it constantly. You can't get your mind off of a lot of the things that people want to do or dream of doing.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you the hardest part of the entire process is like just getting up off your ass and going and just doing something, doing it. And it starts with a single step. I'm not telling nobody to run a mile or
Do all these crazy things.
but it just starts so small, and you just take one step after the other. Eventually, you know, you're going to be at your destination, and you're going to look back on the journey that you just walked and realize, like, you really did it. But the hardest thing is, you know, getting off that phone, off that couch, start watching that TV, and just taking steps towards doing something. And the next thing I'll say,
Yeah, think about it. Talk to them.
yeah,
Some real advice.
exactly. Got to think about stuff like that. No, I'd say is just loving everything. And when I say that, I mean, you know, loving your family, the people that got you here, loving your friends, and loving everything that you do, everything that's around you, and the process of wanting to get better, and really taking time to love yourself and finding ways that if that's hard, then to just trying to learn more about yourself and thinking and sitting and just trying to be better, never trying to stay the same or
Always
stagnant.
trying to grow.
Always trying to grow.
Yes, sir.
And so that's 2 points of advice I'd give.
I like that with the first thing you said, because one of the best quotes that I've heard, it was from the Colorado coach back when he was at Colorado. He was just saying, no conflict, no story. And it's true. Every story that has been made has a conflict. You're always going to go through your ups and downs, but as long as you just say, I'm going to make it, no matter what, I'm going to do it. I'll put in the extra work. I'll do everything that I need to. I'll understand the blood, sweat, and tears and be appreciative of the highs and of the lows, because that's what really makes it. That's what I feel like really makes somebody get to the success that they want. You could always be appreciative of the goods when things are going good. It's just like with prayer. You could always pray when things are going good, but as soon as things start going bad, you have to understand that things aren't always going to go good for you. Things is not just going to be a straight uphill road into success. You have to be ready for the times when, for say, you're not being a starter, or you're not playing at all, or you just have to be on practice squad and you just have to do the things that you have to, but still being, like you said, appreciative of it and loving of the people that still support you and don't say like, oh, well, you're not a starter in the league yet, so you don't mean anything. Being appreciative of the extra time that the coaches work with you, the extra time that the players even work with you. Just being appreciative of it all in any aspect of things, with football, with work, with school, with just life in general. That's, I feel like, my biggest way to understand it, is just be happy about the conflicts in the story, because that's what's gonna make your story, you know?
Exactly. And it's like, one more is like, in terms of truth, you always want to live your life with truth. Like, don't make yourself a liar. So it's like, the easiest way I could explain it is like bringing it to football or working out. So like, if I go into a bike workout and I say I'm gonna bike for 10 minutes and then I fall short of that, then I call myself, I'm a liar technically. I lied to myself.
Yeah.
If I told myself, I was gonna wake up early and cook breakfast for myself and then go to the store and get some groceries, and then I wake up and I'm too tired, I go back to sleep and I end up not doing it, I mean, I'm a liar. And over time, it just creates this stigma in your mind to where you can't really do anything because your mind thinks that you're just gonna you're lying.
You're already lying. You can't decipher whether you're telling yourself the truth or not.
Exactly. So just, I wouldn't say to always, if making breakfast and going to the store is too much, then that's okay. But don't tell yourself that, because then you won't be lying.
Yeah.
You'll just be, what, I'm too tired, I'm gonna just stay in bed. I'm not even gonna worry about cooking breakfast.
And it's
And
okay to
do
take
that,
breaks.
you telling the truth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody, start small. Today I'm gonna do some laundry, and then do it, and you'll be telling the truth, and your mind will just grow from there, and you'll start building things, and eventually
Keep building your mind.
make a YouTube channel, and then you actually do it, and you told the truth, and things progress from there, and mind comes stronger. It's everything.
So with that, we're going to wrap up the podcast. We desire a lot of things, but the main thing is knowledge. Thank you so much to Zyon Mccollum for coming out and being on the podcast with us. Go ahead and check your boy out. He's going to be doing huge things. His time's coming. He's already making his name, making plays, and going for the fame to be the best in the game. You see what I did there? Hey, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and that sub button, and we'll see y'all next time for the next podcast. Peace out.
Peace.